of you present here. And a happy Gonzaga Day to all the Gonzaga House members here on this special occasion.
Today is not only a day for the members of Gonzaga House, but also a day for each and every member of their respective houses. For we also have an inter-house singing competition waiting to entertain you. I assure you, the next 3 hours that you'll spend here, you'll forget to yawn.
Before we begin with the program, I would like to invite Reverend Principal Father Rosner Khalko SJ, Vice Principal of the Plus 2 Block, Debobrat Sir, our house in charge, Amar Sir and Payal Ma'am, and our house captain, Shrishti Sinha, to light up the lamp and garland the portrait of Saint Aloysius Gonzaga.
A day without God's blessings is a day spent aimlessly.
All evangelical perfection is attained by the continual exercise of prayer. This is the quote stated by our very own patron saint, Saint Aloysius Gonzaga.
So let us now invite the prayer dance group to connect our hearts and minds with the Almighty.
रोशनी का कोई दरिया तो है, हाँ कहीं पे जरूर। रोशनी का कोई दरिया तो है, हाँ कहीं पे जरूर।
रोशनी का कोई दरिया तो है, हाँ कहीं पे जरूर।
Okay, well, today is Gonzaga Day, as you know. Do you have any idea about our patron saint?
Yes, obviously, Navya. He was a really good person.
Only a good person, Aviral?
Obviously, not just a good person. He was absolutely much more than that. But you know what? I think there's another person who may know much more than us actually. And she's really waiting eagerly backstage. So let me grab this opportunity to invite our house captain, Shrishti Sinha, to narrate us the life history of our patron Saint Aloysius Gonzaga.
Respected Father Principal, Vice Principals, teachers, and my dear friends, I wish a very glorious afternoon and a very happy Gonzaga Day to all of you present here. It's better to be the child of God than king of the whole world. These were the words spoken by a devout soul, the patron saint of Gonzaga House, Saint Aloysius Gonzaga. Aloysius de Gonzaga was born on 9 March 1568 in Italy. He was born into a family of immense wealth and prestige. As the firstborn son, he was in line to inherit his father's title of Marquis of Castiglione. As a young man, Gonzaga wore a suit of armor and walked at his father's side when he reviewed troops. His life began to change after he contracted malaria and suffered frequent bouts of fever. As early as age 7, he became attracted to prayers and turned away from the courtly life around him. Growing up in the middle of the Italian Renaissance, he witnessed violence and brutality of the time. 2 of his brothers were murdered, and he faced difficult life choices as to continue living in the lap of luxury or veer off to find his own true path. The higher he rose in royal society, the more his thoughts turned towards becoming a Jesuit. While still in Spanish court in Madrid, he informed his parents that he wanted to join the newly founded religious order called the Society of Jesus. His father was enraged by the news, but Gonzaga eventually prevailed, renouncing his rights to the title of Marquis and to the wealth he was destined to inherit. He entered the Society of Jesus on November 25, 1585, at the age of 17. Unfortunately, Rome was in the midst of a serious plague epidemic. Gonzaga threw himself into caring for the victims of the plague. He begged alms for the sick and physically carried those he found in the streets to a hospital. Not surprisingly, Gonzaga contacted the plague himself when he cared for a man who had plague. the young Jesuit put himself to bed on 3 March 1591. His condition worsened with time, and he slowly lingered on. On June 21st, 1591, at the age of 23, still 6 years away from his priestly ordination, he died. His body is now kept in the church of St. Ignatius in Rome. St. Aloysius Gonzaga is a model for servant leadership. He has taught us to look beyond the external and into the heart and spirit of our fellow humans, where we will find God's love still alive in everyone. Thank you.
Well, now I hope that all of us here would really be motivated by this inspiring journey of life of our patron saint.
Music and dance complement each other. And every one of us likes compliments, don't we?
So behold the energetic action song that is brought up by the tiny tots of our school. That was absolutely a mesmerizing performance, and I'm sure the feeling's mutual. So let us have another big round of applause for these lovely and energetic kids.
Music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife. Proceeding further with the program, next in line is the inter-house singing competition. We would now like to hand over the stage to Pratyusha and Ayush.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here.
Hey, wait for me.
Oh, sorry. I was so excited for the program, I totally forgot about you.
What? Anyway, why we have come here?
I think I told you just 2 minutes back.
Oh, I remember. It's the singing competition, right?
Right. So do you know how to sing?
Look at me. Don't I look like a singer?
Not at all.
Give me a song and I'll show you what singing is.
Well, I don't want to harass the audience with your beautiful voice. So let's drop this idea.
Oh, really? Why don't you sing something then?
If I start singing, all those prizes backstage will be mine. And I'm not so selfish, you know. So I'll give chance to other people.
I see your kindness. Very nice reason to escape.
Thank you.
Anyway, so tell me, what kind of song do you like the most?
Me? I'm a big fan of old Bollywood songs. The retro music, you know, it holds some magic. What a vibe when you hear them. Like just put on your headphones and put some old music. Oh my God, you'll get so mesmerized.
Calm down. I got it. I can see your excitement.
Well, after today's program, even you'll get crazy about old music.
Is that so?
Yes, it is. A very warm and pleasant afternoon to all the lovely people gathered here.
We have come here to take you a step further in today's program.
It's time for the singing competition.
But before heading on to the competition, we would like to welcome our judges with a big round of applause. Please welcome Aradhya teacher, Sazia teacher, Meghna teacher, and Shiv Sankar sir.
So calling our little juniors from middle school, here we invite our first group with their song, Hai Preet Jahan Ki Reet Sada from the movie Purab aur Paschim, which was released in the year 1970.
जब जीरो दिया मेरे भारत ने मेरे भारत ने दुनिया को तब गिनती आई तारों की भाषा भारत ने दुनिया को पहले सिखलाई देता न दशमलव भारत तो यूं चांद पे जाना मुश्किल था धरती जहाँ पहले आई सभ्यता जहाँ पहले आई पहले जन्मी है जहाँ पे कला अपना भारत वो भारत है जिसके पीछे संसार चला और आगे बढ़ा यूं आगे बढ़ा बढ़ता ही गया भगवान करे ये और बढ़ता ही रहे और फूले फले बढ़ता ही रहे और फूले फले
चुप क्यों हो गए? और सुनाओ।
है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा मैं गीत वहाँ के गा चुकी सारी दुनिया मैं बात वही दोहराता हूँ। भारत का रहने वाला हूँ, भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ, है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा। हो 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 जीते हो किसी ने देश तो क्या, हमने तो दिलों को जीता है। जहाँ राम अभी तक है नर में, नारी में अभी तक सीता है। इतने पावन है लोग जहाँ, इतने पावन है लोग जहाँ, मैं नित नित शीश झुकाता हूँ। भारत का रहने वाला हूँ, भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ, है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा। हो 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 हो। इतनी ममता नदियों को भी जहाँ माता कह के बुलाते हैं। इतना आदर इंसान तो क्या, पत्थर भी पूजे जाते हैं। उस धरती पे मैंने जन्म लिया, उस धरती पे मैंने जन्म लिया, ये सोच के मैं इतराता हूँ। भारत का रहने वाला हूँ, भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ, है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा। हो 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 हो।
What an amazing kickstart to this competition. Now I'm getting excited for the further program.
Coming up next is Group 2 with the song Ek Din Big Jai from the movie Dharam Karam, released in the year 1975. mesmerizing performance. Indeed, a treat to the ears.
You know, life is not always a bed of roses. It's all about ups and downs. With this, welcoming Group 3 with their song Zindagi Ki Yahi Reet Hai from the movie Mr. India, released in 1987.
पूरा मिटा दिए
No doubt a spectacular performance.
Here comes the last group from the middle school with their song सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले from the movie Parichai released in 1972.
सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले पापा नहीं है दानी सी दीदी दीदी के साथ है सारे सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले
ए संजू, ए बिरजू, ए मुन्नी, तुम भी गाओ।
ला 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 ला।
ऐसे नहीं, सुरों में गाओ।
सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले पापा नहीं है दानी सी दीदी दीदी के साथ है सारे सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले सांस निकले रोज सवेरा दूर करे अंधियारा रेशमी किरणों ने खूब किया उजियारा सांस निकले रोज सवेरा दूर करे अंधियारा रेशमी किरणों ने खूब किया उजियारा ला 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 सूरज की रोशन किरणों में सारे गाते चले ला 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 पापा नहीं है दानी सी दीदी दीदी के साथ है सारे ला 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 पापा नहीं है दानी सी दीदी दीदी के साथ है सारे सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले गा से गुनगुन गा 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 मा से मध्यम मा 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 पा से एक पुजारी।
आप जानती हैं हम क्या गा रहे हैं?
नहीं, इतना भी नहीं समझेंगे। आप इन्हें सरगम सिखा रहे थे।
आपको तो नहीं सिखा रहा था। हाँ, तो कहाँ तक पहुँचे थे हम? गाइए ना।
सारे गा गा मा पा पा मा मा गा मा पा पा मा रे मा गा सारे गा गा मा पा पा मा गा मा पा पा मा रे गा सा गा से गुनगुन करता है घूमे क्यारी क्यारी माँ से मीठे बोलों में पास एक पुजारी गा से गुनगुन करता है घूमे क्यारी क्यारी सारे गा गा मा पा पा मा गा मा पा धा धा पा मा पा धा नि सा पा सा सारे गा गा मा पा पा मा गा मा पा धा धा पा मा पा धा नि सा पा सा सरगम के साथी सरगम की धुन पर गाते चले सरगम के साथी सरगम की धुन पर गाते चले पापा नहीं है नानी सी दीदी दीदी के साथ है सारे सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले सारे के सारे गामा को लेकर गाते चले
Well, that was an outstanding performance.
Now, let's take a break from the competition as our juniors are eagerly waiting to entertain us with their dance.
किसी से भी ना हमने इजाजत ली है हुनर है ये भी इश्क का किसी किसी को आता है जान लुटा के दुश्मन की हमने हिफाजत की है बात करते हैं हजारों है तजुर्बा हमें यारों हजारों है तजुर्बा हमें यारों ऐसी है बांध लूं मुझ पे वो झूमे जो पठान मेरी जान महफिल ही लुट जाए दे दे जो जुबान मेरी जान उस पे मर मिट जाए जो जुबान मेरी जान उस पे पर मिट जाए मैं जो पठान मेरी जान महफिल ही लुट जाए जो जुबान मेरी जान उस पे पर मिट जाए
They danced their heart out. I so badly wanted to join them on stage.
Me too.
I'm sure our audience is enjoying the program.
Coming back to the competition, we call the first group from the senior school with their song Pipra Ke Patwa from the movie Godan, released in 1963. A song by the legendary Muhammad Rafi.
अरे यहाँ पे लोग कहाँ हैं? माइक को उधर लेके चल। अरे नहीं पता। नहीं आस्था दीदी है अभी हो जाएगा। नहीं उधर ही है माइक।
पिपरा के पतवा सरीखे डोले मनवा के हियरा में उठता है लोर अरे पुरवा के झोंकवा में आयो रे संदेशवा कि चल आज देशवा की ओर
पिपरा के पतवा सरीखे डोले मनवा के हियरा में उठत है लोर पुरवा के झोंकवा में आयो रे संदेशवा की चले आज देशवा की ओर पिपरा के पतवा सरीखे डोले मनवा के हियरा में उठत है लोर पुरवा के झोंकवा में आयो रे संदेशवा की चले आज देशवा की ओर झुकी झुकी बोले कारे कारे ये बदरवा झुकी झुकी बोले कारे कारे ये बदरवा कब से पुकारे तो है नैनों का कजरवा उमड़ घुमड़ जब गरजे बदरिया रे ठुमक ठुमक नाचे मोर पुरवा के झुकवा में आयो रे संदेशवा की चले आज देशवा की ओर पिपरा के पतवा सरीखे डोले मनवा के हियरा में उठत है लोर मनवा की चले आज देशवा की ओर पिपरा के पतवा सरी के डोले मनवा के हियरा में उठत हिलो पूर्वा के चुकवा में आयो रे संदेशवा की चले आज देशवा की ओर कि चले आज देशवा की ओर कि चले आज देशवा की ओर
The seniors took a heart. You were right. I got mesmerized by the old songs.
Coming up next is Group 2 with their song Jab Koi Baat Bigad Jaye from the movie Jurm, released in the year 1990. So Ayush, have you seen the movie?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure you'll guess the actors.
Vinod Khanna and Meenakshi, I guess.
You're right. So what are we waiting for? Let's hear them. those songs have got their own vibe we all can relate to.
Next on the list is Group 3 with their song Yara Teri Yari from the movie Yarana, released in 1981, starring the all-time favorite Big B. But can you guess the singer? Well, it's Kishore Kumar. Friendship is the purest form of a relationship. One is always incomplete without a friend. An extraordinary performance indeed.
Last but not the least comes the fourth group with their song Gori Tera Gaon Bada Pyara from the movie Chitchor, released in the year 1976, starring Amol Palekar and Zarina Wahab.
गोरी तेरा गाँव बड़ा प्यारा, मैं तो गया मारा, आके यहाँ रे। उस पर रूप तेरा सारा, चंद्रमा जो आधा, आधा जवा रे। गोरी तेरा गाँव बड़ा प्यारा, मैं तो गया मारा, आके यहाँ रे, आके यहाँ रे। जी करता है मोर के गाँव में पायलिया पहना दूं। खूब गाती कोयलिया को फूलों का गहना दूं। यही घर अपना बनाने को पंच करे देखो, तिनके जमारे, तिनके जमारे। गोरी तेरा गाँव बड़ा प्यारा, मैं तो गया मारा, आके यहाँ रे, आके यहाँ रे। रंग बिरंगे फूल खिले हैं, लोग भी फूलों जैसे। आजा एक बार यहाँ जो जाएगा फिर कैसे। झर झर झरते हुए झरने मन को
What an end to the competition.
Dance is the joy of movement and the heart of life. So here are the senior school students to steal our hearts with their dance.
रात में जो मजा है मजा ये कुछ नया नया है कि तुमको आज क्या हुआ है कि झूमता ही जा रहा है झूम 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 बाबा 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 झूम झूम झूम
What a showstopper it was. And here we come to an end of today's program. We would like to congratulate all our participants for their amazing performance and extend our heartfelt gratitude to our judges today for giving us their precious time. I now call our respected Father Principal, Father Roshna Khalko SJ, to give his message and to announce the results of today's competition. Thank you.
Respected all the vice principals, teachers, all the sections of his staff, all the dear students, and especially the students and teachers of the Gonzaga house. First of all, good afternoon to everyone and wish you happy Gonzaga feast day. Entire program was the dance competition. Was it Yaar Bina Chain Kare or Pyar Bina Chain Kare? I suppose you listened carefully. Coming back to today's message, my message for you will be, Always we are happy to celebrate the feast of Gonzaga House. Year after year we celebrate, it comes and goes. My question is, what message do you carry for your life? Do you carry something that brings meaning to your life? And I am raising few questions for you and throwing some reflection for you so that you see in life when you come across something similar what the young man has gone through. Every living thing has to come to an end. All of us are human beings, mortal beings. So our lives have to come to an end one day. The reality is all of us have to die. A person dying in his old age or her old age, it is not regrettable because life is lived. Even a person dies in the middle age, it is tolerable because half of the life is lived. But a person when dies a young or a teenage, it is painful to accept. All the more painful if a person dies young for a good cause, for a valuable reason. It becomes disheartening. Today, the person we are celebrating, who died at the age of only 23. I don't want to remind you or recall, but you can think of a young, we call them scholastic, like exactly Brother Patrick was. This is what the age hours. He may not mean for you, but for us Jesuits, when we begin our training to become a Jesuit priest, he is the role model for us. And what way he is a role model, I'm going to tell you, share with you. So these things happened more than 520 years ago. Still, he dies at the age of 23, yet the world remembers, especially the Jesuits, who almost completing now more than 500 years. Brief history already it was told you. I hope you remembered what was his parents and all that. So I'm not entering to that area. What are the virtues of Saint Aloysius Gonzaga? Not Ignatius, Aloysius Gonzaga. He was a competent student and highly regarded for his virtues of, there are 3 virtues I'm going to mention. Charity. When we say charity, feeling for the weak, the poor, the sick, the suffering, or the broken ones. Especially, if you heard carefully, he died because he served the plague victim people. Otherwise, he did not have. He could escape, but it's not that. It was his not charism. Humility. I think today's assembly, high school section, that word I heard, humility. Entire assembly was on that. Here was the man who learned to be humble, even though having riches and power. He came from rich and very healthy family, yet the rest of the life you see that he is serving the sick and the suffering, especially the plague victims. He knows that serving them I can become victim, still giving life for them and finding meaning for his life. Chastity, most of you have not heard also word maybe, but a young teen boy, but abstaining from the worldly or the bodily pleasures. So the world, all you know what it means. Looking for the world, happiness, joy, fantasy. Here is the man who is young, very young, abstaining from all these. What was his motto? Born for greater things. In the short form it is said, in the twilight of our life, we shall be judged according to love. How we live with our neighbors. God will not ask you, the last day or everyone, all of us know, one day or the other we are going from this world And remember, God is not going to ask you how much wealth you gathered, how much degree certificates you have. Definitely He's going to ask you, how did you live with your neighbors? How did you live with your companions? How much good work you have done? How much you have lived the valuable life? So remember those things. Once again, I am repeating, it's not that I am not asking you to not achieve. Achieve as much as possible, but that's not the focus. More than that, we promote human values. Always one of our motto, Jesuit motto, already 11th class, newcomers know, and you have also heard every year many times. Finding God in all things. Bit elaborating, I will tell you. Finding God in all things. So here is the man who is finding God amid of victims or the sick people or diseased ones. How difficult you know that? It's easy to find, okay, fine, when you go to the temple, you can pray peacefully, happily standing there, closing our eyes. Very easy. But same thing, same God, when you go to find to the broken ones or the victims, especially suffering ones, how difficult it is. And the practice slowly will take you occasionally. That's what we are planning with Deobra sir. We'll take you class by possible to see hospital. Many of you think that hospital is having all the facilities. When you go, you'll realize. Difficult to stand also. So when you go there, you will see the victims, how the smell of that area, stinky. And then you know how difficult it is to stand. And on those things, finding God, not so easy. So coming back again, we heard, okay, he was from a healthy and good family, prestigious family. First born son of his father, he was in the line to inherit his father's title of governor and army commander. Like all other parents, he expected his son to be like army commander because he was army commander, governor of a particular place. He thought he'll make his son for that position. His parents did everything in their power to prepare their son for an illustrious future. As usual, all the parents do. So those are the parents' expectations. Then what do you say? You did not listen to them. Now, that's I said, for the better cause, for the better reason, for the valuable reason, if you are standing, other side will be probably acceptable. Growing up in the middle of the Italian army court, he witnessed the violence and brutality of the time. Simply has not become that, he has not grown that mature at the early age. He had seen his two brothers dying in his early age. Either maybe due to the enmity, whatever, the battle used to be between different groups, but he saw two of his elder brothers dying. They were killed. Murdered actually. Two of his brothers were murdered, and he faced difficult life choices. Making difficult life choices wasn't limited in the 16th century. So it is about 16th century. That was the time, and that revolution was taking place, and kind of China also, that revolution was there. Even Iran, from that side, Iraq, Muslim invaders coming, horse, and then all fighting, war, and those centuries, here's the man. So that was the actually kind of career choice. Not like now, engineer becoming, doctor becoming and all that. Plenty of choices you have. Not those era. You have a power, you have a strength, you have a strategy, you are a good soldier, you are a brave man. So there was no choice, but this was the only, but in that situation, here is a young fellow who was struggling to make choice in his life. So Aloysius wanted more than just a comfortable lifestyle. and a fat allowance. Allowance means, okay, richness part. While still in Spanish court, he informed his parents that he wanted to join the newly founded religious order called the Society of Jesus. 500 years ago, the man knew about Society of Jesus. So he tells the parents, I want to join. So what happens here? His father was furious, and there followed a struggle of wills that continued even after their return to the family. His father was not happy. Mother was okay, mother accepted, but father said, no, you will not join the Society of Jesus. You will become either commander, army commander, or governor of the place. But that didn't happen. Choosing a direction in the life, if your parents don't support, is it easier? No. So he had same difficulty experience. Not easy for the parents and not for the child also. Both were struggling. What to do, what not to do. Child has this choice, parents are the other side. Aloysius began his Jesuit life without the full support of his father especially, knowing that he was disappointing him. So he knew that his father is not happy with his decision. But I suppose you can look at the good cause. I said the other side is not listening to parents. That does not mean they are disobedient to the parents. He has chosen something, for him it is a rich thing, wealthy thing, valuable thing. He has chosen God. Work for God. He lived his vocation with the courage of his convictions and strong belief that he was following God's call. So that's what we call it, finding God in everything, and this is the situation for him. Whether we approve or not, knowing our child is moving forward with courage or belief in God is never a bad thing. So now mother accepted, I said, father was not happy till the end. Now coming to his academic side. So Aloysius began his studies as a young Jesuit in Rome. So this is what, as he joined Jesuits and he was sent for his studies in Rome, devoting his time to prayer and practices of austerity. Definitely, besides his academic studies, he was there. He was good in studies, but prayer and all those things were also part of his life. Rome was in the midst of serious plague epidemic. Now, you can say that it's easy. Those history students, I suppose you go through those things where people dying, or even thousands and thousands, and almost some of the cities were just shattered, disappeared, and there was no medicine. Those situations, here is the man who is ready to go to the streets, ready to serve serious plague victims. The young Jesuit regularly went through the city doing whatever he could for the victims, including carrying them to the hospitals. Few of the photos you might have seen there. He is carrying the plague victims to the hospital. How many of you will do? Even Ignatius, I suppose I have not told. Pus, you know that wound pus, that pus coming out of the wound. Ignatius, first he could not accept, he kept distance from such people, the wound fellows. But he said, if I want to win that, how I can win that? So just to get rid of that fear, Ignatius of Loyola, our model, Jesuit model, he licked that pus of the wound. With that he says, I overcame forever in my life. There was no fear of dying or anything. Similarly, he is a man who is carrying the plague victim to the hospital, not dragging and taking, or not by the vehicle driving and taking, carrying the body on him and his shoulder and taking to the hospital. For us, sometimes like a story it looks, but when we do, then only we'll know that what difficult it is. So in that context, you can think of These are the role models for us, for the young people can be those who want to serve the society, taking bit of side values of the society, which really is a great challenge encountering. Now, coming to other things, Gonzaga as a young fellow, now how he is actually patron saint, for, as I said, for young Jesuits who want to. Similarly, he can be a patron model for the young, like +2, those who are of age of thinkers, who are in the line of choosing their careers. Yeah, I said such fellows are the role models for us, can be for you too. Despite his youth, he has taught us to search our God in those who need our help and care. He has taught us to look beyond the external and into the heart and spirit of our fellow human. Serving humanity is not so easy. Theoretically it's easy, but see that age of 23, he is looking things beyond the materialistic world, going beyond and seeing with the eyes of God. So where he will find God's love to be alive in everyone. While studying for the priesthood in Rome, he died ministering to the city's sick and dying. Aloysius is the patron saint for those suffering from plague and epidemics. So he is also a patron, or you can say is a saint who intercedes for the young fellows who search for God's will, or for the human values. So as we celebrate, I want that not just you celebrate, take some values. His values, I said, charity side, humility side, or those who are of a religious type of thing, learn from the person being from such a wealthy or good family, ready to help the people who are neglected in the society. And our value here also, we try to teach that. So when time comes, don't run away. Give your service. Don't just neglect that. Don't tell me it's not our work, not my work. The values you learn and overcome. So one more example I said, how our model St. Ignatius, who has done that, he has taught us to overcome. So finally, with these messages, I end. May through his intercession of Aloysius Gonzaga, Almighty God may bless our school family and all of us and all our families who are part of our school. Thank you. To make the day successful, so many family members are involved. So let me try to catch them one by one. Let me see. So first of all, sincere thanks to Gonzaga House teachers and house captains and leaders and members of the Gonzaga House. So you deserve definitely a good clap. So you have managed the show today. Grateful to all the other houses who prepared for the singing competition. So you also deserve claps. I know in the short time was requested. They asked me, Father, next week, give us 2-3 days extra, the best performance. I said, nothing doing. 2 days during assessment, no disturbance. So next week, they must be free. This week, you can call them, you can prepare them, whatever. I think 2 to 3 days, if you have done this much, one thing was clear, your dress was perfect. The performance, the other side, different, but your dresses were perfect. That nobody can deny, okay? But still, within 2 days, you have prepared yourself and come to the stage to represent your houses, that's okay, marvelous, at least looking at the time. So you also deserve clapping. The junior section, I should not forget, okay, well, only houses I'm talking about. Junior section was just extra masala, and I think they were the best ones, and let's give them a good clap. Okay. I suppose anchors also manage the show. They led the program in a very meaningful way. Let's give them also a good clap. Okay. Finally, to our all other helpers who work behind the curtain, like remote control room here, curtain, those who are managing the curtain, bringing children from down to here, volunteers. So let's give clap to all of them. And what about for the audience? Okay, fine. Good. So slowly you are also learning. Only one again that is creeping in. For the prayer song, we don't clap. So make sure next time. Prayer song is prayer song. We have said that. For the prayer song, we do not clap. So don't do that. Okay. The rest, I think, you managed yourself, self-control, and you also behaved well. These are all part of learning. So thank you. Now coming to the result. Debra sir, anything you need to add? Or Gonzaga house, anyone, anything is left? Because plenty of time we have. Anyway, it's a hot weather and everything is here now, feeling all of us exhausted. We'll leave you. At least let me peacefully declare the result, okay? So first, going to senior section, let us see the senior section. Okay. High school and +2, classes from 8 to 12, okay. So your positions. Always there is a tie and so on, so somewhat similar way it is. Let me start with, there is no fourth, okay? There is no fourth position here. Third position, group 3. Which was group 3? Oh, Xavier House, they know that, okay. So, Xavier House comes third. Now, 3 houses are left. Second position is for group 4, Brito House. Again, 2 houses are left. So one has to be. Again, second position, group 2. Which is that? Loyola. So Loyola. I hope this partiality is not done. Gonzaga is becoming first. So first position goes to group 1, Gonzaga House. Okay. Now coming to middle section from classes 4 to 7, no controversy, first, second, third, fourth. So fourth position, group 1, Xavier House. Third position, group 3. Which is group 3? Which house? Gonzaga House. Now 2 houses are left, Brito and Loyola. Okay, second position is group 2, Loyola House. Okay. Finally, already first, Group 4, Brito House. Anchors are there? Anchors, good. Are they going to end or? So with this result declaration, we close our today's program. Thank you very much once again, everyone. And now, few things as you go, we have plenty of time. We don't want you to take inside the classroom. Be out for some times. I think it's still time there. Don't go to the class and come out. Be around. All your chatting work you can do outside. Probably 15 minutes before you go, pick your bags and come out, and then you can disperse it. Okay. For dispersing, if the Abra sir is coming here, you understand for what.
My coming here signifies the end of the program. All right. Thank you for that big round of applause for me, because I waited long to listen to all those songs and to dance. All right. Now, as we celebrate this Gonzaga Day, we take a message home that our lives are meant for others. And the aim, the vision of the school is to create men and women for others. In the past, there was a system of outreach program. Especially the LTS group was doing this outreach program. They were going to the slums to teach the students who were not so fortunate enough like you to come to school. Somehow, during the Corona time and thereafter, we have missed it. People used to go to the orphanage, to the missionaries of charity sisters, to understand what orphans mean. They used to go to the hospitals to see pain and agony. And they used to visit villages to understand village life, living in mud houses and drinking water from the pond where buffaloes are also washed. Bringing back that to the school environment again, we intend to begin the outreach program for all students of classes 9, 10, 11 and 12. A short timetable for which will be prepared. Only with the consent of your parents, you will be allowed to experience such things in your life. So with that announcement, I think that is enough for today. We'll now disperse. But you're not going to the classrooms now. You'll be around in the school campus. Find a shaded place to sit down. 15 minutes to 3:30, a bell will ring, with which you will go back to your class, collect your bags, and slowly move out. You may ask a reason, why not now? The reason is, many of you go by vehicles, and your vehicles may not have reached. And we do not want one by one leaving the campus. Therefore, there is a reason behind all decision. It's not abrupt. All right, we thought that the program will last a little longer, but good. Time management was done well by the anchors and the others. We finished before time, so it's better to enjoy with friends. Once asked from a student, who is the best person in the school? The answer was the bellboy. Don't you like your teachers? No. Principal? Never. Vice principal? Horrible person. Who is the best person? The bellboy. So wait for the bellboy. 15 minutes before 3, he will ring the bell for you to go. All right? So now we will proceed from here to any destination where you can find a shaded place and relax. But we'll change the tone. First, we'll ask the middle school students to move out. Boys first this time. Boys first. There has to be a reservation bill for the men now. Women has already got a lot of reservations. All right. And the 12th standard boys can leave. 12th standard boys. Followed by the 11th standard boys. Followed by the 10th standard boys. Those who are in the gallery, please be seated. Ninth standard boys, please move from the doors on your right. Left, on your left, my right.